Taxi vlog 293 or something like that. It is the 28th of February. February is just about done already, so soon. Let me get... shit. Shit! What the fuck? Oh, man, what is going on here? Okay. Put my code in and my password. That should put me on. Yippee, listen to that. Okay, I'm kind of disjointed today. It's, my last day of the week. It's Friday. Now I have to configuration. Okay, that's good. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, I got lots of time. Okay. Well, you know what life is? If it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not one thing fucking up, it's something else fucking up as soon as you got straightened out the thing that was fucked up before. I don't know if that makes any sense, but here's what happened. I got home on Tuesday morning after work, and mind you, the Monday night before that Tuesday was really nothing special. It was kind of a drag. I was just lucky at the end of my night to have a couple of $20 fares, which made my earnings about $60 after paying for my lease and fuel. That wasn't too good. But then, I figured, okay, I'll come home, and half the power, or the power was out in half the living room, so it was a blown circuit breaker. Well, the circuit breaker is in the part of the house that is where the landlord lives, and so we don't have access to the box, which is fine. It's fine. What happened was, well, obviously the breaker was out, so I was going to go on my computer, which was plugged in on that side of the room, but I couldn't do so because the power was out. So, not a bother. Our Wi-Fi is plugged in the bedroom, so we still had Wi-Fi. And of course, I got a laptop, so I just used the laptop to go on YouTube and look at what videos were posted during the day, and I looked at those videos. Great. While I was getting to the end of that, the power came back on, so I assume somebody upstairs found that there was a light out or something, and they got to the fuse box, or the circuit breaker box, and flipped the breaker, and the power came back on. The way I knew this was because I have a desk light on top of the desk. The light came on. We had power again. Great. So I turned on to the computer. I turned it on and realized that there was no sound. Now I had an old stereo system consisting of a 35-year-old Yamaha A1 amplifier and some speakers, and this was plugged directly into my iMac, and it wasn't working. I tried playing a CD and I tried playing a record, and I couldn't get any sound out of the amplifier. So I figured, oh, not a problem. Let's just take the stereo receiver from across the room, which wasn't being used anymore, and plug that in. And while I was doing all of this, naturally, I had the computer on and playing iTunes through itself, which sounds really sucky after you're used to having a really good sound system hooked up to it. It sounded really sucky, so I was just in a hurry to get that receiver plugged in. And of course, whistle while you work, so I had the iTunes playing through the computer while I was, dismantling everything. And as soon as I plugged something in, there was a spark and everything went out. Oh. Anyways, it was late enough that we could get in touch with the landlord. And so I got to the landlord and said, yeah, could you check the circuit breakers and see if there's one out? So we managed to get the circuit breaker back on, and the stereo receiver was not working correctly. You tried playing a record or whatever you put into... Oh, already? Whatever you put into it didn't work. Or it worked, but there was a humming and the sound was quite poor. So with the poor sound, that wouldn't do, so I tried playing the radio on the receiver. So I pushed the button for tuner and the same sound came out that was playing the CD humming, and the sound was not very good, it was muted. And I pushed phono and it did the same thing. It was humming and it didn't sound good. I thought, uh-oh, maybe this is the same thing that messed up Cindy's computer, because she was complaining about it not playing sound through the receiver. And after the rabbits had been around all the wires with that computer and that sound system, it looks like maybe they shorted out something in the stereo receiver and in the computer as well that Cindy had up until a few months ago. So to make matters worse, the computer wouldn't boot up. It wouldn't come on. Turns out that I took it to the repair shop and they tried it out. They tried to get it working with the new power supply, and my computer is rest in pieces. It's dead. So I'm left with the laptop. And the laptop doesn't have the same power for rendering videos that the iMac does, so looks like I'll be looking for a new iMac. Meanwhile, I didn't have a sound system, so I went and bought a new amplifier for my stereo. And I got the attachment that you plug into the computer that's supposed to give high fidelity sound compared to when you just plug into the headphone jack on your computer. And with the new amplifier, it's a Marantz 2004, something like that. That's the model number, not the year it was made. It's brand new, and it sounds fantastic. And with that digital to analog audio converter, it sounds phenomenal, even with my little laptop. Well, it's a good thing that I had everything backed up on external hard drives. All of my music, all of my videos, all of my film, video clips, everything is backed up, and that thing was disconnected and shut off at the time, so it did not get fried by the short circuit and sparks and power surges. Could have been worse, I guess. I could have lost everything. Oh, job has been canceled. Gee, thank you. I'm just on my way to a call and it's canceled. I was just a block away. What are these assholes doing? I was just a block away. Well, I guess I can continue my vlog. Yeah. So, I got a new sound system. It sounds great, even with my laptop. But now Cindy's on my laptop, and I think she wants very much to have her own computer. So, what shall we do? Give her the laptop? Since I'm not using the laptop much for taking it around anymore, I'm reading books instead. I'm reading one here by Philip K. Dick. Somebody, I think it was Steve, mentioned that I should read some Philip K. Dick. I got some. Paycheck. Paycheck is the first story of this book. It is a series. Actually, it's an anthology of short stories by Philip K. Dick. So I'm getting sort of reintroduced to him. I haven't read any of his works for something like 35 years, so I'm on it now. I'm right on it now. Now let's get back to our preferred part of town where we like to work. Grr. Looks like it's going to be a monumental Friday. Oh, where was I at? Yes, now I've got a sound system. I will buy another computer. Give Cindy the laptop so that she'll have everything hooked up to it on her side of the room. So now I'm going to Tuesday night. I came out, I worked. It was not bad for a Tuesday. Actually, it was terrible for a Tuesday. It sucked. I think I had 3 trips on by 11 o'clock. And I didn't break even until like 1 o'clock in the morning. But then things turned around a little bit, and I got somewhat lucky and ended up taking home a bit of money. So, you know, I think I took home $100 or so, which, considering the beginning of the night, was quite miraculous. I just had a couple of connections, you know, you get a couple of connections and you have a couple of good fares in there, and I'm out of there. Okay, so have a couple of good fares and it changes your night right around. And you know, Wednesday night was the same. It was dead, quiet. I think it took till 1 or 2 o'clock to break even, but then after that I just lucked out and had a couple of good fares. And Wednesday too was pretty good. I took home another $150 or so. It was like welfare morning, and I was getting these long fares that came out of nowhere. Didn't make any sense how I got them, but I got these long fares and back to back, just connected, and got flagged one time coming down a side street, and this girl gets in and says, you know, she's going to the other end of town. It's like another $20, and then I clear there and I get another call right away. It's another $30, and fantastic. That's the way my Wednesday night ended up. I couldn't believe it. I must have been doing something right, if you can imagine that. Not that I'm a praying man or anything, but you know, you ask the universe, and you know, sometimes you just visualize things like having a good fare and connecting and dropping off and getting another call and connecting and having people get in and people get out. And so last night was again slow, and it was quite just I think it took till 2 o'clock to break even. Now, that was the Thursday night, and I ended up doing quite well. At the end, I had a run to the airport. It was not a time call either. It was just a run to the airport, which saved my slow night. You know, that extra $40 made it so that I made $100 or so for myself. So far, 4 nights in a row, they all started up crappy, but all ended up good except for the Monday. So here we are, Friday night, my last night of the week. I already have a plan for what I'm going to do in the morning. I'm going to buy a new computer. And I'll get back to you at the end of the shift or so and let you know how this night went. There's a lot of traffic, so maybe it'll be good. We'll see sooner or later. Yeah, I'll get back to you right about here. Well, we got 4:35 a.m. March 1st. And as far as Friday nights go, this one was pretty good. I did all right. I'm sitting over 400 right now, and I made the 400 in 10 hours flat. So I got another hour and a half to go. Anything can happen. Yeah, you know, it was kind of quiet before about 9 or so. Then after 9 I started getting busy. I started going one right after another, right after another, right after another. I had a 5-minute break at about 12:30. And from 12:30 till 4 I was going again non-stop all the way. So it turns out that I had a pretty good Friday, I guess. I'm kind of bagged right now. I'm gonna have to put this thing together on a MacBook Air. I've got the MPEG Streamclip program or application so that I can enhance the contrast and brightness. And I do have a version of iMovie, and the operating system is the Lion operating system, so it should work. I should be able to make this video and put it up, and get a new computer in the morning so that I'll have a MacBook, not a MacBook, iMac, or a glorified jukebox for all my music files. Oh, yeah. Hope yours is better than mine.